Hello, my name is Ashton Davis, and today I'm going to be talking about social media and the teen girl. Since the internet's beginning, there's been an uprise in the number of girls that have been upset by the social media use. Um, Apps like Facebook and Instagram show females with perfect bodies trying out latest diet trends and schoolgirls bullying each other online. Women have been used by the internet for almost 10 years now to push marketing schemes and encourage one another to tear each other down. Determining factors such as if the internet has caused an uprise in eating disorders and what effect it's having on mental health, as well as what age groups are most affected, helps us to determine what we can do to help with these issues. This next slide shows an interesting study that was done, which they took like 100 girls and asked them to tell the difference between a fitness blog and a pro anorexia blog, as well as a home decor page, and told them to determine which ones were which. And almost 80% of the girls could not tell the difference between a fitness page and a pro anorexia page. Now, on this slide, actually, the picture on the left is just a fitness page talking about healthy eating. That was very surprising to me. Um, so, young girls are spending more and more time online. In a study that was done in Japan, they took school-aged girls and tracked their social media use, and they wanted to know if there was a correlation between the amount of time they spent online and a desire to be thin. They found overwhelmingly that yes, there was a very high correlation between the amount of time a teenage girl spent on the internet versus how they felt about themselves and how much they wanted to be small. Our next point is anti-fat propaganda. There was a study that was done by Personality and Psychology Bulletin that showed that if you take a group of women and show them anti-fat propaganda and posts that are making fun of people that are overweight, over time the women themselves will start to inherit those ideas and believe them for themselves. So I'm showing a couple examples of ads just that are specifically designed to make a woman feel guilty for drinking calories. And they would take that information and they would then start to see, say, a fat person drinking a Coke at a restaurant, and they'd start to think, wow, they're really pouring on the pounds. And then the rise of anonymous commenting has also played a big part in the feelings people have about themselves because of internet use. This graph in particular shows that Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat are the highest as far as um, where the cyberbullying can be found. I just moved my picture out of the way so you can see. Now, Musical.ly has been renamed TikTok, so this graph is a little bit older. There was a study done by the Journal of Mental Health and Addiction that took girls from age 14 to 18 and determined if they had a good home life or a bad home life, and wanted to find out if there was a correlation between that and their feelings on the internet. And it actually showed that there was a very high correlation between the people that had a bad home life and their internet usage and their problematic behavior online. So I think a good place to start on that issue is just having a place for your teen girls to talk and express themselves so that they don't go online and, take advantage of other girls for being insecure. These girls are also starting to encourage each other to kill themselves online, which is highly alarming. In these comments, I show some pretty nasty messages from teen girls that have decided to encourage each other to harm themselves. In a study that was done by the North Carolina Medical Journal, it showed that 20% of girls that were admitted into a psychiatric hospital for a suicide attempt had glamorized suicide online or encouraged somebody else to kill themselves before they were admitted to the hospital. And the Journal of Youth and Adolescence showed that clinical depression has been increasing in children because of the comments they're seeing towards each other online. And an opinion I have on how we can fix this issue is to not only have something like you can see on screen, where if you type in a problematic internet search, something like this will come up telling you that it's graphic content. And I've went through on my Instagram to see where you go after this, and it takes you to websites that have information about anorexia and how to get help if you need it, if you feel like you need it. But I also think it would be important to start blocking keywords. An app like TikTok is already doing this, so they'll actually take accounts down for bullying, but not every website's doing that. I think it would be great if we could get everyone on board. Women's magazines typically only highlight one type of body, which is a big part of the issue. Now, I know these are physical copies of magazines, but these copies, front pages, are shared on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everywhere that you could possibly see an image. And these articles, while they are on paper, they also run around the internet like crazy. So it just shows, Flat Belly Now and Most Beautiful Bodies in the World, and it's just harmful. It's harmful to these girls to see stuff like this all the time. Now, as far as the age groups that are affected, there actually has been some surprising evidence that the only group that isn't negatively affected by the internet is older people. They use it to communicate more than anything, and they've fallen out of the target demographic for like advertising. So this is just some examples of how elderly people are using the internet, and they're not really concerned about what their body looks like. It's more for talking to their families and things like that. So again, I wanted to say something as small as preparing your young teen for the internet can significantly help them to be ready for what they're going to see online. Just kind of telling them that not everything they see is true, and that some people are hateful just because they're miserable themselves. Really, any kind of advice you can give them, and giving them a place to talk about how they're feeling, and if they see something that hurts their feelings online, giving them a space to safely talk about it is really important. And it helps them, determine fact from fiction online. And in conclusion, putting this knowledge together can help us to save our teen girls. So we want to talk to our young girls about how the internet works and how it's affecting them. Another idea could be turning off their cell phone use after a certain time, just so that they're not staying up and looking at harmful comments, or blocking keywords on their phones, or limiting their access to harmful websites. It all is important in helping these girls to get over what they're seeing online. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day.